chatty hello world. This is Attorney Angel and I'm your legal angel. Here's Basic Legal Ethics Lecture 3. Please watch and I hope you learned something. Next is the Integrated Bar of the Philippines, or IBP for short. Thank you very much to my former students, the group of Miss Alex and Genorga, for allowing me to use their infographics for purposes of this vlog. Now, a little bit about the history of the IBP. It was established as an official organization by way of RA 6397, but consequently it was constituted as a corporate body in 1973 by way of PD 181. On January 9, 1973, the Supreme Court finally ordained the integration of the Philippine Bar, in which after which the constitution of the IBP and the bylaws of the IBP shortly followed. And for trivia, okay, the first chairperson of the IBP is none other than former Supreme Court Associate Justice J.B.L. Reyes. And so the big hall on the fourth floor of the IBP National Office was named after Justice J.B.L. Reyes. It's known as the J.B.L. Reyes Hall. Okay. What is the purpose of the integration of the Philippine Bar? Just like the MCLE, which we discussed earlier under Section 2, Rule 139A of the Rules of Court, it is to elevate the standards of the legal profession, improve the administration of justice, and enable the bar to discharge its public responsibility more effectively. As to constitutionality, it was upheld in the case of integration of the bar that indeed the integration of the Philippine Bar is constitutional. And according to the Constitution, as also discussed earlier in our previous topics, the power of the Supreme Court under Article 8, Section 5, Paragraph 5, to promulgate rules concerning the protection and enforcement of constitutional rights, pleading, practice, and procedure in all courts, admission to the practice of law, the integrated bar, and legal assistance to the underprivileged. Focus now on that part, the integrated bar. Okay, as to structure, of course, just like any other organization, it requires membership and financial support. Okay, financial support, reasonable amount in parentheses. From whom and by whom? Every attorney. Condition sine qua non, or without which, okay, sine qua non, without which, to the practice of law and the retention of his name in the roll of attorneys of the Supreme Court. You have the governing board composed of the IBP governors, and the IBP Board of Governors is headed by the national president and the executive vice president. The governors in turn represent the 9 regions of the IBP, and they administer the integrated bar of the Philippines. And there is also what we call the House of Delegates. And the House of Delegates decide on important matters and issues within the IBP and issues regarding the legal profession and the bar. It is composed of not more than 120 members, apportioned among the different chapters in the major parts of the country. There are 9 regions. Okay, within the 9 regions there are many chapters or several chapters. Like for example, I belong to the Greater Manila region, and in Greater Manila region we have Manila 1, Manila 2, Manila 3, Manila 4, and QC. So I belong to the IBP Manila 2 chapter, which is part of the Greater Manila region. So included in the regions, Northern Luzon, Central Luzon, Bicolandia, Southern Luzon, Western Visayas, Western Mindanao, Eastern Visayas, Western Visayas, Eastern Mindanao. Okay. Now, this is the past immediate past Board of Governors, the 24th Board of Governors. Now we are now on the 25th. So the 25th Board of Governors is headed by the National President, and who is also the Chair of the Board. As you can see here, the name. He was formerly the Governor for Eastern Mindanao region, and he was elected as Executive Vice President. And after the term of President Attorney Domingo Egon Cayosa, he took the helm as president. So the EVP, after the term, goes up as the president. So we have now the IBP National President, Attorney Bert M. Estrada. As to membership, okay, all lawyers are members of the IBP because this is the official organization of lawyers in the Philippines. Okay, and you have to pay your membership dues. Okay. So every person who has been admitted to the practice of law shall register with the IBP not later than 60 days after said admission. Now, usually, when you sign the roll of attorneys, the IBP is already there. So you can already register with the IBP and pay your dues after you sign the roll of attorneys. Okay. Now it is pegged at 2,000 annually, and the lifetime membership is pegged at 25,000 pesos. But there are certain conditions that you have to fulfill before you can avail of the lifetime membership. Okay. Are there consequences if you don't pay your dues? Of course. So for non-payment of dues, it can cause suspension of your membership when you are 6 months default in payment of your membership due, and it can even be a ground for removal in the roll of attorneys when you are 1 year in default of your payment. Now, can you terminate your membership from the IBP? Yes. Voluntarily, you may terminate your membership by filing a written or verified notice with the IBP National Secretary. Or another way is if you want to retire, especially for those who are already senior citizens who would like to retire, they can also by way of retirement from the IBP. Can you also be reinstated after you terminate your membership from the IBP? Yes. How? By submitting a written application to the Board of Governors according to the prescribed rules and regulations of the IBP. And then these applications for reinstatement shall be forwarded to the Board of Governors. And then from the Board of Governors to the Supreme Court with appropriate recommendation. After which, the member who wishes to be reinstated may now again, after the approval, we can again be an active member of the integrated bar. Now, grievance procedure, the Board of Governors shall provide the grievance procedures under the bylaws. Okay. Now, we have here in the CIBD already, or the Committee on Integrity and Bar Discipline in the IBP. So the Committee on Integrity and Bar Discipline mainly handle these grievance procedures, and then by way of recommendation from the CIBD to the Board of Governors, and the Board of Governors recommending to the Supreme Court. Okay, there are certain prohibitions such as that the IBP should be non-political, and those who are not holding elective, judicial, quasi-judicial, or prosecutory office in the government or any political subdivision or instrumentality shall be eligible for election or appointment to any IBP position. So if you are currently on this list, you cannot run for to become an officer of the IBP. And positions in the IBP are only honorary. So there is really no compensation involved. It is really for the love of the legal profession. And being a member of the Integrated Bar of the Philippines as part of the arm of the courts to administer justice, be a sentinel of truth and the rule of law, okay, and promoting and advocating social responsibility. Okay. There are several activities conducted by the IBP as well, aside from the national convention, the regional convention, and the different chapter activities. Of course, as an organization, it handles different operations in the different departments or offices of the IBP itself, like the matters on fiscal administration. They also have the IBP journal and other publications, um, networking with other bar associations, and also different meetings held all over the Philippines for the different chapters and for the different regions. Okay, and again, the Integrated Bar of the Philippines is the official organization of the lawyers in the Philippines. Okay, lawyer in the Philippines meaning all the requirements to be a member of the Philippine Bar, all the requirements to be able to practice law in the Philippines, all the requirements for being a lawyer in the Philippines, you have complied with, you have completed. Okay. And again, to emphasize, the mission of the integration of the bar is to elevate standards of the legal profession, improve the administration of justice, and to enable the bar to discharge its public responsibility more effectively. Okay, and all of these are in line with our lawyer's oath, the canons of the Code of Professional Responsibility, and the rules of court. Thank you. Thank you very much for watching, for listening. Be kind, be a blessing to others, and always remember to glorify God with a grateful heart. This is Attorney Angel, and I'm your legal angel. Saranghe!